Have you ever achieved something that you thought gonna make finally everything different, almost to discover that the feeling disappears as quickly as it arrives? You reach the goal, you get the job, you got the promotion, you got more money, you hit the milestone, you have arrived at that moment that you have been chasing for months or maybe for years. And for a brief moment, it feels good. Then life sets back into its usual rhythm, and the thing you thought gonna disappear didn't. I think a lot of people live with a feeling that they struggle to express. Not sadness, not depression, not even unhappiness. Life looks fine, maybe even successful. You have responsibilities, plans, people around you, entertainments, goals, and somehow underneath all of this, something feels missing. My personal observation is this: I have experienced this myself. I remember working long shifts, 60 to 65 hours per week, telling myself once the certain thing I gonna achieve, life would finally feel different. I earn more once I become more established. One thing become more stable, then I did finally feel complete. But something strange keeps happening. Every time life moves forward, that feeling stayed. The goal changed, but the feeling stayed. That actually forced me to ask a question to myself that I had never considered before. What if activity and the meaning are not the same thing? And here comes the modern confusion. I think one of the biggest confusion in the modern life is that we have become incredibly good at staying busy, or you can say occupied. But staying occupied and feeling fulfilled are not the same thing. We fill our days with work, content, notification, entertainment, schedule, responsibilities, endless small stimulations. And because we are constantly moving, we rarely stops long enough to ask a question whether the direction itself is meaningful or not. And here comes the subtle replacement. I don't think modern life necessarily removes meaning. I think it often replaces it. Stimulation feels like engagement. Progress feels like purpose. Consumption feels like business feels like significance. And because these substitutes feel so convincing, many people never even realize they consume substitutes at all. And here comes the hidden pattern. I think the emptiness that many people feel is not usually the result of having too little. It's often the result of replacing the conditions that creates meaning with the conditions that creates motion. Movement is not meaning. Activity is not meaning. Achievement is not meaning. They can contribute to the meaning. They can play a part of a meaning, but they are not the same things. This is why stimulation can never solve the purpose of meaning, and eventually it never solves the problem, because stimulation arrives suddenly, but meaning doesn't. Meaning grows slowly through relationships, through contribution, through connection, through people, through purpose, through experience that becomes the part of who you are. Stimulation gives you feeling, meaning gives you foundation, and foundations are built differently than feeling. But what's the cost of it? This creates a strange reality. People become busier than ever, more entertained than ever, more connected than ever, and yet many still feel empty. Not because life is empty, because the thing we call living has gradually become sophisticated stimulation of living. We experience more but feels less connected to experience itself. And here comes the deeper question. I don't think the biggest problem the modern humans are facing is boredom. It's the confusion between what feels good in the moment and what feels worth it over a long period of time. Confusion between what feels good in the moment and what feels meaningful over time. The confusion between the movement and the direction, and the confusion between being occupied and being fulfilled. And here's the pattern revealed. Maybe the emptiness is always the absence of something. Maybe it's a signal. Maybe something important is replaced by a substitute. A signal that a surface of life has become full while something deeper remains unattended. Modern life does not lack activity. It does not lack opportunity. It does not lack stimulation. What it often lacks is the quiet condition where meaning has time to grow. In their place, it offers very highly effective substitutes. Sometimes that can keep a person busy for even years without even making them fully alive. So, maybe the question isn't why do I feel empty? Maybe the question is what have I mistaken for the meaning?